All right, welcome back to another episode of WDL Radio. I've not had four people on here before, so let me play around with the screen. Okay. Uh, well, we have some special guests because we are at the end of the regular season and we're at the very end, not quite finished yet, of the playoffs for fall 2025. I am Human Bones, not my legal name, but I am joined by our two captains who will be facing each other in the finals, Nexus and Ninja Dog, and of course, our very positive co-host this season, Rust.
What the fuck?
I've been very
Uh-oh.
positive co-host. What are you talking about? Now you sound like Ralphus.
I'm being completely serious.
Okay.
You know me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, welcome, Ninja Dog and Nexus. Is everything all right, Nexus?
No, everything's not all right.
What's
Yeah,
going
give me a
on?
Looks like
I
you're
don't
struggling
know.
a little bit.
It's not recognizing my camera.
Well,
Diabolical.
diabolical. Well, I'm sure at least you can hear us, so we'll get going, and
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll fix that soon. But we are in the finals, and well, we've got Plex and we've got BG. Pretty exciting. I think if you would ask certain people, this was definitely a matchup that people predicted after the draft. So, here we are. Rust, we probably talked about that this was going to happen, but we tried to make it not happen, but these guys are too good.
Everybody tried their hardest.
Everybody tried. It didn't really work out. So, um, let's talk a little bit about the regular season, and I'd love to hear some thoughts other than the two of us who were marooned on this team captain by somebody else. I think it wasn't Human Bones, but I'd love to hear about okay, you're the number one and the number two seed, so you guys had pretty successful seasons. Ninja Dog, maybe you can start off by just telling us a little bit about how your regular season went, and did it live up to your expectations? I don't know. Dissertation, ready, set, go.
Yeah, I mean, it ended up being a really good season. I mean, I was happy to get the team that I got. I've actually wanted to play with Poto. I've wanted to play with Poto on a season for a while, so I honestly didn't think it would ever work out, and it did. Toby was kind of a wild card pick for me. Didn't really know how that would work out. He definitely ended up exceeding expectations, and I guess going into the draft, my assumption was that I was probably going to play D all season. Poto was going to mid, and Toby was going to run, and that ended up basically completely changing over the course of the season. We're pretty much doing different positions than what I thought we were going to do. Toby's kind of playing more of a defensive role, and Poto's more offensive, so it's a little different than what I had in mind. But yeah, I would say overall it was definitely a really good season. I'm definitely happy with how everything turned out. Again, yeah, I mean, it definitely was ended up being a little different than how I thought it would be in the beginning, but yeah, definitely positions changed. It was good to play with them. Unfortunately, we didn't get to play nearly as much as I would like. Just with my schedule and drafting your Euro team, we really haven't been able to play this whole season until the weekend. So that part's kind of a bummer because I'm typically in the past I've played, a lot more than that, but it is what it is. Overall, though, I mean, obviously we're in the finals, so happy about that. And yeah, I'd say overall the season went pretty well.
Yeah, I was joking with Dragon that this was the first season that Toby wasn't stuck on a team with Dragon and me. So I'm really happy to see that finally Toby got on a team full of people that can actually support what he does. He's really good. He doesn't play really in between seasons, so people kind of forget, and then it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to draft Toby for $1, and it's like, I can see why you want to do that, but he does a lot of things. He can play every position, and he's just. I think there's nobody like Dragon, Rust, Skull Rush. I think will eventually tap out of practice, like no matter what, how many times you're losing. And Toby, I feel like he and I could practice like 40 rounds in a row, and we'd just lose every fucking time. And he'd be like, "Let's play another." So I really appreciated that about him. He's just a really fun guy. So I'm glad that he's on your team, and you achieved your lifelong goal of playing with Poto.
Yeah, I mean, I got him for, again, he was kind of a wild card pick because after I got Poto, I was trying to figure out, I guess, the best third I could get with the money I had left over. So it was really a gamble.
Yes.
I've never really played with him, and obviously I know he doesn't play a lot in the off season, but yeah, I think I got him for $4, and he definitely was worth, I would say, every dollar for sure. He definitely ended up doing a lot better than I thought he would. So yeah, I'm really happy with his
Nice.
performance.
Yeah, and then on the flip side, you had Nexus, and I think I really tried to bully both of you guys in the draft, where
I
I,
noticed.
yes, I tried to get this barrel and I tried to get Poto. So apparently that didn't work either, and I couldn't do it during the regular season. So, but tell me about your season, because I mean, you guys haven't lost a game, so
Yeah, pleasant surprise. I mean, a little bit like Ninja Dog, I sort of want to do something a bit different. This is my third time captaining, I believe, or fourth time captaining. And I've always had really good success in like the regular season, and stuff's kind of fallen apart in the postseason for my team. So I just decided, I'm going to draft players who I really haven't drafted before. So I got Sparrow, who I've never drafted before, and then I got Shane as well, who was sort of my wild card pick. I did go for SKR, and then he went to like some crazy prices because everyone also wanted SKR, and so I got Shane, and yeah, Shane's done absolutely amazing. He's exceeded my expectations for sure. He's sort of filled that perfect role to support Sparrow and I perfectly, and so far, at least, I think our results have shown that. Like he's really stepped up. He's practicing a lot with us. Sort of same situation with Ninja Dog. I've got a completely Euro team, and it's even a little bit harder for me. I'd say I'm West Coast Canadian, so I'm like super far behind even the East Coast guys. 3 hours, same as you, Bones. So luckily, though, I've had some time off work sort of pop up. So I've been able to take advantage of that and have a little more practice than I was expecting with these guys, which has been super helpful. But yeah, no, really happy with my team, and I couldn't really ask for anything more.
yeah. I thought it was. I think Shane's also another one of those players like that people sleep on a little bit.
Yeah.
Like he's really good, has played a ton of seasons, but I don't know. I think he also like sometimes has a tendency to sort of slip in and out of like I'm going to play a lot and then I'm not going to play at all and then I'm going to play a lot. So people kind of forget. And I mean, he was the perfect like foil because it just allows you to really sit back and do whatever you need to do on D, and then you just because you have somebody like Shane either in the middle or maybe if you want to switch things around like and that's not to say Disparel can't do that either, but I felt like he was the perfect just the perfect. I don't know. I hate using the term like fucking Batman and Robin or some shit.
Batman and Robin.
Like
who's Robin? No, yeah,
no
he's been great. I think you're right though. I think he is slept on, and I think just because he sort of, you're right, goes in and out of playing a lot and then not playing, and he'll sort of sit out a few seasons then come back. He's not really thought of on the top of lists of players' minds, but he can absolutely cut it up there with everyone else, which he's shown this season.
Yeah, all season it's been Rust and I talking about the maps, so I would love to hear. And we don't have to go map by map, but
Map by map.
we could.
Oh yeah.
What time is it? We have a while. But like okay, so obviously BG picked our week 3 map as their home field, and then Ninja Dog went outside of the 5 maps that we played this season and picked map 8. So I would like to know what your thoughts were. Like maybe I don't know. What were some of your favorite maps? What are maps that you'd rather not play again? Like how do you think the season was balance wise?
I'll let you go first, Ninja Dog.
I mean, I'd say overall there was definitely some variety. Like week 2, week 1 and week 2 were sort of similar in how they played, except week 2 was, I think that was the only map of the season with a power up in the middle, I guess, unless you count the BFG and heavy weapon dudes.
By the way, I want to mention again that I played both of you guys week 1 and week 2 on those two really great maps for me to play you on. So anyway, continue.
Yeah, week 4 definitely. I was happy to see Buntalov, I guess, because that map I feel like it's slept on a lot. A lot of people just don't really like the map. I think just because it's so different, and a lot of people don't really know how to play the map very well. So it was. I thought there was some decent variety in the map packs. I would have been happy with maybe another map with a power up, but again, I guess you could kind of consider the BFG a power up. So there's that. There was definitely I felt like a lot of variety for the most part. There was timing, there was frag control, and then you've got some of the maps that offer definitely some finesse. Like there's the rocket jumps on Towering Gardens. Sort of the same thing. Week 4 is just a really technical map. So I think overall I liked the season as a whole. There were definitely some maps that I feel like just haven't been played super recently. Grayscale, I don't know if that's ever been played. Heavy Weapon Dudes, Buntlove, I guess hasn't been played in a while. So yeah, I'd say overall it was I really had no complaints. I know a lot of people were saying that they didn't really particularly care for some of the maps. I think they wanted more traditional maps, but I definitely liked that some maps that often don't get a lot of playtime where teams kind of were forced to practice on and get better on throughout the season. So I definitely appreciated that.
I was excited about Buntaleffagus before the game. I got less excited after. But like, what would qualify as a more traditional map? Like,
Probably thinking like map 20, map 4.
Yeah. Map
that kind of
9.
thing.
Yeah.
yeah,
Map
let's
9.
just
I've never
Just all
seen
the
that play
pride
before.
favorites. Yeah.
rip
Yeah.
my fucking eyes out. Let's,
Yeah.
I mean, come on, guys. Map 20. Give me a break. What more can we learn on that map?
There's always more. No, I thought it was a good season as well. I really liked it. Week 1 was a really good map. I thought, I mean, really nitpicking at that point, but just like there was 2 spawns right next to the flag. I think that was the downside of that map, where it was like you'd get the perfect run of your life, and then the defender would spawn 2 or 3 times right next to the flag.
Yes.
But other than that, I thought it was a fun map to play. Week 2 was probably my least favorite out of all of them, and I think by itself it's a good map, but when you compare it to sort of the versatility and the differences in the other maps, it was probably the most boring out of the pack. But everything else was really cool. Ninja Dog's favorite week 3 was really good. I liked that one. I liked map 17 week 4. I thought that was really different. It sort of pushed me outside of my comfort zone. I'd never played that map in like a competitive setting before, so it was cool to learn something new.
Oh, that's really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and yeah, I thought that was really, really good sort of differences in the maps that you look for in a season, and I wouldn't really change anything except for maybe week 2, but that's just preferences. So
It's really the name of that map, X-Wist, that I don't like. I just wish it had a different name. That's all. The layout itself is fine, but like, come on, I'm not gonna say it out loud. I'm not. And I don't want to say it in my head either. Yeah, I'm sorry, Russ. You've been sitting here for like 15 minutes, but what, like, now that we're done and we've seen some home field maps get picked as well, like, do you feel any differently about the variety of the maps this season? Like, curious to hear your thoughts too.
Oh, was that question to me? Sorry. I wasn't paying attention.
Great.
Yeah, I think that the best maps to play this week were probably Map 01, the last map. I really like that one. I changed my perspective on it. I really think it's fun in a 3v3 environment, not in Prive. Heavy Weapon Dudes, it's okay. I'd rather play the original Smart CTF. 2 can just go away, never come back. And Buntalufficus is just whatever it is, so it's okay. I think probably the weakest link of the week was probably just map 2. That's about it.
You mean the week from the map from week 2?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Grayscale, right?
Yes.
yeah, that was
Something like
grayscale.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's probably like, I guess it's probably the most basic map, of the 5. But yeah, I thought, like, considering where we thought the season was going to go, which was like having less veteran players, more newer players. Like I thought it was, obviously Ralph built the schedule around that, and then a bunch of people signed up at the last minute, and it became um, still like really fun. But he probably would have picked a few different maps, for the regular season. But yeah, I mean, overall, I really enjoyed the variety. I can't think of a map that like I didn't enjoy that much. Really, like I think week 3, the heavy weapon dudes map was my bigger surprise, which was just like I had played that map a couple seasons ago and did really badly on it. So um, I don't know. I actually liked learning how to play it effectively, at least to my own personal standard. Maybe not to other people's, but
Right.
yeah, that was fun. And I'm really glad actually to see it get picked as a home field and be in the playoffs. Like and then to be in the finals because we don't have to like. Sorry, Ninja Dog, but I'm gonna shit all over Map 8. But like, I just like, come on, I can't, I just can't. Like, it's just nice. It's fine if you want to have Map 8 as one map, okay. But at least we have the other map as something different. So, yeah, the newness and the variety is nice.
Right. This will be the only time during the stream I step up for Ninja Dog, but I will say I do like the map 8 pick. I think it's I think it's cool. I mean, because the thing about that map is that so many people dislike it that it's such a fantastic home field pick. That's kind of
Totally.
what a real good home field pick is that maps that
Yes.
other people absolutely hate. And yeah, no,
That's usually my goal, honestly.
Yes,
Was like to pick a map that people don't like.
Well, you picked Urdak Dreams, right? That change.
Yeah,
That
well, that was a map that I
been,
don't even know.
That would have been cool to see.
Yeah, well,
redo.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, I think we actually won that game.
I read the rule book, and I think Wiz was actually disqualified. So.
Oh, that's true. It's because he has a job, right? Yeah.
Yes,
nobody with a job can play. Yeah. I think the home field pick strategy is interesting because you can pick any map in the WAD. So I may have said this already, but I don't know. But like our thought process was nobody knows this map, so instead of picking a map that everybody knows, or like everybody knows and dislikes, or everybody knows and likes, like the best advantage is to pick a map that nobody knows. So I would have liked to have seen that, if only to watch it fail spectacularly, maybe. But yeah, it's always a fun strategy to try and choose a map. So yeah, jumping into the games that led us here, I think we should talk a little bit about. We can talk about Plex and Suck first. This was an interesting game because I felt like even though Suck didn't score a flag throughout the entire match, I felt like they had chances. Like they had a bunch of chances to score, but Plex just completely shut them down. So I'll throw the stats up, but why don't you give your perspective, Ninja Dog, on how that game went?
I mean, really, I was really excited going into this game just because, well, obviously we got to play our home field. Like everyone on my team really likes that map, but also we were also, I felt like in week 4, we also were doing really good on Buntaluffagus, so I was excited that was the other map that we got to play. Like I was equally excited to play both maps. And yeah, I would say it went really well. I mean, yeah, to what you said, there were definitely times that Suck could have scored. I remember in the first round there was, I think K Blair nearly scored it, and Poto made a really, really good save. Like he rocket jumped over and barely got the return. So there were definitely some missed opportunities. I don't know. I know Suck was, obviously I wasn't in the practices, but I know Suck was practicing that map several days leading up to it, like only playing that map over and over again. From what I heard, they were just trying basically every different thing that they could to see what would work. I'm not sure if maybe they just needed more time to figure it out, but it felt like when we were in the game, it felt like they still didn't really fully, I guess, have a good strategy going into it. Again, I don't know if maybe it just needed more time or what the case was, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know. Toby was doing really, really good. Um, I felt like Poto and I were kind of just able to always be in their base, and we just made it really difficult for them. And then Buntaluff, I guess, again, that was another map that we already felt really confident on. So I did think that round was going to be a little closer than what it was, but again, I maybe it was just the momentum from winning the first two rounds. Maybe they were just getting frustrated, and I'm not really sure. But yeah, I all I can say is that we were really excited going into it, and again, we were happy to play on both of those maps. So I'd say it kind of went as I expected. I thought it was going to be a little closer than what it was, but yeah, obviously, I don't. It's hard for me to really complain about anything since yeah, since we won all three rounds. But yeah, it was a really fun game just because of the maps that were played.
Yeah. No, I also felt the same way. Like they had chances to score, and they just couldn't make it happen. But I think I don't know. I feel like they performed really well all season. Like, not that I didn't expect them to, but I feel like the expectation was from some people that Suck was not going to do as well as they did this season. And I mean, I thought they had a really great showing all season long, and really, like, to be able to um, like a really bad performance on Buntaluffagus would have meant losing in like 3 minutes, and they didn't do that. I mean, that map is fast, like, regardless. And same with, this in round two. I think you're right. They were just sort of whatever they did here. They in round one they decided was not working for round two and switched it up. So, you know, those things happen. You take chances, but yeah, I appreciate their ability to do that, and I think they had a great season. So they definitely don't have. It sucks to lose, but they did really well. Yeah,
Yeah, for
Right.
sure. Yeah, I'm not taking anything away from them. I think they played really
yeah,
well all season. I just yeah, again, I know they were trying on 08 leading up to it. I just maybe they just needed more time to figure some things out. I'm not really sure, but yeah, I mean, at the end I don't know, they definitely made it a good game, and they fought really hard all season. So I think overall they did really well.
yeah. They made it. It was a good game to watch for sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sort of, yeah. Building off what you guys said, yeah, I think it didn't really. This result didn't really reflect the effort that Suck had put in throughout the season. Like week one, we kind of had a similar result that Plex had, where it was just a quick 2-0 or 3-0 in Ninja Dog situation. But then after that, the whole season we saw Suck sort of completely 180 that, really try, really change things up. We saw Mers sort of have his first appearance and absolutely just do an amazing job on week three. But the team as a whole sort of really came together and actually completely changed what they'd done going into week one, and had come back from that. And up until this semifinals, they were looking really good. And I'm not sure, I think this map didn't necessarily showcase their strengths that they had. I think it was sort of an uncomfortable map for most of that team, not really what they'd like to play or what they're used to playing. And so during prac, it was like not just learning how to sort of position themselves, but also like turning on mouse look and that kind of thing. Like it's just not the sort of map that they're used to playing at all, and maybe that they want to play. And so it's a hard result, but and it doesn't reflect how the effort that these guys put in. But unfortunately, it's just the way it went. But I think overall, the season that Suck played was really good.
Rust, any closing thoughts on this match before we move on to the next one?
Well, I mean, like I said in the last radio, that map 08 was pretty much kind of the wild card for Suck to steal around, because I didn't feel like they really had a super good chance against Plex on Buntalufficus, just because of the fact that we saw how they played, their matches and how they played during practice, and they kind of applied the same strategy a bit, but it seemed like Plex was just a step or two ahead of them when it came to execution and not making a lot of mistakes. So, you know, and I think it kind of played out how I said. And credit to Suck for for competing. They didn't get any flags on '08, but they were close to a lot of them. It was
Yeah.
just a scramble, and I know there was this one where Poto fucking fell from the sky, fucking dropping a bomb like a fucking World War II airplane or something, all right on top of Blair. I caught that in the street. That was really actually pretty funny. And he didn't see it coming. So I mean, that's just how on point Plex was, and you know, I think any of the other teams that weren't BG, I think they probably would have had a hard time with Plex on '08, and they did what they had to do and tried, and sometimes it don't work out your way. Somebody has to lose and somebody has to win.
Yeah, that's true. Sorry, I just read Dastin's comment. Yeah, so you're right. That was a pretty crazy return from Poto, but this win catapulted Plex into the finals. So props to them, and excited to talk about that game. But first, I want to jump into BG and BNZ, which I felt was a really good match, particularly like rounds 1 and 3. If we take a look at the stats here, what's really great is BNZ got to use all 4 of the players on their team. But in round 1, this was anyone's game for a little while. It was back and forth. So, like, I think for them to come out, I think the best thing that you can do when you're, especially like in a situation where you're the lowest seed and you're playing against a number 1 seed, the best thing you can do, the best thing you can hope for, is to steal a match on the number 1 seed's home field. And BNZ certainly made like a concerted effort in round 1 to make things interesting. I mean, it was, if you look at it right here, like they scored first and then they went down 2-1 and then they scored 2 in a row. And so, and then it was tied. It was tied for, the remainder of the match up until that last 30 seconds. Disparel squeaked a flag out. And that was just heartbreaking because I felt like BNZ really had, considering BNZ lost this map in week 3, I think they had a little extra motivation to prove that they could, do it on this map. And I think like a really good, teamwork from BG to come in and for Disparel to score that flag in the last 30 seconds. That must have been demoralizing. And I think, if you look at round 2, you can definitely see like maybe it caught him off guard, and or maybe BG just hit on something. Well, I'll ask Nexus in a minute, but yeah, it just was like, unfortunately, didn't go their way in round 2, and then kind of the same. I don't know what the fuck happened to my screen there. Blair, website's broken. Round 3. Let's try again. Same thing, right? Like the 12 seconds left, like it's scored or it's tied, and like you're gonna go into a round 4. Yeah, it's just kind of like it's really rough, So to see Chain get some playing time in a playoff game, like on his own map, and talking about the maps, like 2 smart CTF maps, smart CTF 2 maps, and the Lazarus reinvented, which we chatted about. So I'm going to kick it over to Nexus. Would love to hear your thoughts on this game and the maps and how you think it went. Please.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, I like both of these maps. It was a chain doubleheader, which was fun.
Yeah.
Typically not very fun for a defender to play in, but I don't mind playing D on either of those maps. Big picture, we got the job done, 3-0. But I felt like small picture, and I can't speak on the rest of my team, but I felt like my performance was lacking a little bit. I'll pull out every excuse in the book. My internet wasn't feeling very good, and and some of the shots that I was expecting to connect just didn't do anything. And that's how it goes sometimes. I'm looking to hopefully get that result before finals here, but yeah, I wasn't feeling at my best for these games, and I think my team stepped up sort of on my behalf and really made sure that nothing bad happened with that. But I felt like in the smaller scale of things with like individual gunfights and stuff, I felt a little bit shaky. Just as I said, some stuff wasn't connecting, but um, yeah, I really honestly I felt like it was our weakest performance of the season so far. I felt like we could have done this a little bit cleaner. It felt pretty shaky at times, when we were going down. Yeah, was coming up with the excuse. I am absolutely coming up with the excuses, dude. But yeah, no, that's just how I felt. I felt like we could have been a little bit smoother with the execution. It was mostly on my part, but yeah, no, it was still a really great showing from B&Z as well. Those guys kept us on our toes. It could have gone a lot longer than it did. I felt like we were pretty lucky given the circumstance that it was a 3-0. It really honestly playing it didn't feel like it was just a quick 3-0. It felt like we were, on the brink of a losing match at any moment, really. So yeah, I think my team played excellent. I think B&Z had a really good showing, and they practiced a lot, and you could tell. And yeah, I had a lot of fun with those maps.
I mean, I kind of already gave my thoughts. If anybody else wants to
Yeah.
jump in, if not, yeah.
I thought it was a really, really good game. Kind of as you said, Bones, like the round 1 and round 3. I mean, both of those rounds were tied until the last 30 seconds of the game. So it was really, really close. It was really good to see. Also, Chain Dude play on map 6. I know that was their plan all along. He was practicing 06 and Legion was playing 12, and I thought that they were doing really good. Even going into it, I was, I thought it really it could have gone either way. I mean, probably would have given the edge to BG, but it's B&Z played really, really well. I felt like on both maps. Stow was doing a really good job defending. Legion, Chain were doing a really good job running. I mean, then you've got Wiz, who just kind of filled in the gaps. But yeah, no, they were doing. Yep, exactly. Yep.
I thought Wiz had a really, really good fucking game. Like he
Yeah.
was making some really good decisions. He saved his team in a lot of ways. And I say that because I think we were watching a stream and Wiz made some dumb decisions at one point in time in a previous game. So I'm giving you some props here. But yeah, they all played well.
They did, yeah. No, it was. I really, it was close. I mean, it was a 3-0, but again, especially round 2 kind of slipped away from them a little bit. But I mean, round 1 and round 3. I mean, again, that's both of those games were decided within the last 30 seconds. So it was one of the most exciting games of the whole season so far that I got to watch. So it was really cool to see. But I think both teams, it was definitely a hard fought battle. I think BG definitely earned the win for sure. It was not a free win at all, but B&Z definitely gave them a fight for it. So it was cool to see.
Yeah, I think it was one of the better playoff games in recent history, at least as far as I can remember, just in terms of like competitiveness. And yes, it's a 3-0 game, but it didn't play like one. So I'm sad. I was sad that B&Z lost, but that's because I don't really like seeing anybody lose, unless you're Mobius. So like, it was sad. But they did really well and had a great season. Russ, do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, like I said before, like I kind of figured that B&Z's wild card match to take them round would have been their home field, just because I knew that BG, how they played, was like the perfect recipe of how to play this map in terms of how everybody knows how to play it. Because when we played them in practice a few times, it's like it was really difficult to break through them. It's like they weren't making very many mistakes, and the first round was pretty good. It went the whole 10 minutes, and Despero just got a I don't know how he teleported from one end to the other without even taking a shot, but it's one of those demoralizing final 30-second captures that prevented it from being a tie. Um, I think the second round it looked like BG kind of woke up a bit and realized, hey, we know how to play this map perfectly. So I think that was a difference maker. And round three, I was a bit kind of surprised that they subbed in Chain because I hadn't really seen him practice too much or play. But while watching him when he had the flag and try to conduct his offense, you could see there was a reason why Xwiz put him in because Chain was like making the good jumps, doing the right rocket jumps, and then taking his time and doing a real slow, methodical approach to trying to get captures. And there was a few where they could have scored. I know there was one where it's like he went for the switch, and I was like, no, don't go for the switch because the entire team was like right on his tail. He wasn't going to survive that. It's just little things here and there. It was really close to being a tie game, that one too, like both round and three. So, I kind of was expecting this one to go a bit longer, like a bit more than 3 rounds, but props to B and Z. They didn't just lay down and roll over. They came to fight and nearly took some rounds.
Yeah, Chain had a really good run in that game. I think it was near the end, maybe when they were tied 2-2, where he got into the tunnel. I think he just jumped from like the landing to the tunnel, and he was in there for a little while. And I don't think they knew where he was at first. But the problem was, I think maybe he stayed in there a bit too long because there's only so many places you can look, and then they discovered him. So then he had to figure out how to get out of there. So yeah, I mean, he was definitely making them think and making them work for that, return. And I think when he came out of the tunnel, that's when he ran to the switch. I believe that's the one you're talking about. So yeah, it's hard because that switch isn't going to go down fast enough. But it was cool. It's really cool to see him play. I hopefully he continues to play if we have more seasons of something. So. But yeah, really great match, and BG, congratulations. They continue their undefeated streak and move into the finals as the number 1 seed. Really exciting. So, I mean, let's jump into that matchup and talk about these two maps because I feel like these two maps are complete opposites of each other. Like, and they're gonna play that way. Map 8 is that sort of slow, methodical grind, and I think particular with these two teams where you've got people on both sides that can do that sort of the rocket jumping, and I'm expecting this to be a very low scoring match on map 8, but map 8 is not the first map that we're going to play. The first map is Heavy Weapon Dudes, so we'll get 2 rounds from BG on Heavy Weapon Dudes, and we've talked a lot about that map, probably more about that map than any other goddamn map this season. So we know what it's about. It's fast paced. There's a BFG. There's totally legal jumping involved, and so it's going to be an interesting thing to see, to go from like that super fast paced thing to a map 8, which is just everything grinds to a halt. So yeah, I don't know. You guys want to talk about, obviously, you can't divulge your strategies, right? But we've got the number 1, number 2 seeded teams, best teams all season, going up against each other in the finals. So, any nugget of fun, any fun nuggets you can give us would be great.
Oh yeah, I can do that. So first things first, if you look really closely at Ninja Dog, you can tell he's shaking a little bit. He's shaking in fear.
I saw that.
He's shaking in fear. You can't even see Poto.
I was trying to hide it.
Yeah,
so.
he's hiding under his desk. No, this will be a fun one. I think it's a little bit interesting. We've sort of shown our hand on our home field a little bit since we've played Plex already. We all know Plex is going to change up their strategy a little bit. It's not like we can't see that coming. And then on the flip side of that, Plex is sort of showing their hand a little bit because we've been able to see them play map 8 in a league game too. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I think both of these maps are like extremely high skill maps in terms of positioning, strategy, actual mechanics in terms of movement. Your favorite jump ever in the world are the rocket jumps.
Love that jump.
Yeah, I mean, I actually do, but I
I
think,
really do.
yeah, no, it's really cool. I think, yeah, this will be. I think it's really, really cool to see both of these in the finals at the same time because, like I just mentioned, they are such high skill maps. We'll see sort of what each team's runners are really capable of on both these maps. These are very sort of the spotlight's a little bit on the runners. I think the defenders, at least I can say on my behalf, it's a little bit more of a not a boring job, but it's a little bit safer in terms of like the way you have to play these maps. They are both very difficult. There aren't very conventional ways of playing them successfully. They both make you sort of think and sort of try different things when it comes to playing defense. Like especially on map 12, most people just kind of sort of play flag D. It is a big risk pushing up to mid just because of that side route. Like you can't see anyone going in there. And the same thing sort of applies to map 8, where you can't see if you push up to mid, there's a really, really solid chance for someone sneaking up behind you if you're not looking the right way at the right time. So it's quite difficult to actually sort of play these maps defensively. So I'm interested to see sort of the approach that Plex takes on these maps. We do have home field advantage, so map 12 will be played twice, I believe. And then does it go map 8 twice in a row, or does it go map 8, map 12? I don't recall.
It would be 2 rounds of map 8,
right?
And then
if it goes that
back
far.
and forth, yeah.
If it goes that, yeah. Let's go. No, we'll see. Well, I think it's going to be really close. I think this everyone's going to be very sort of mixed opinions about this. Well, it could go either way. I'm not gonna. I'll talk shit as much as I want. It's not gonna be like it's gonna be an easy steamroll or anything like that. And I certainly think we'll put up a bigger fight than what Plex is expecting. Hopefully. Yeah, I'm really excited for it. I almost wish it sort of happened as like a double header last week. It is good that we get more time to practice, but I don't know. I really wanted to play last week, but yeah, we'll see what goes down this Sunday.
Yeah, guess I'll cover pretty much the same thing. I think both of these maps are really offense focused, where obviously you've got the jump in 12. And then 8 is just full of stuff like that. There's going to be a lot of mind games too of trying to figure out where the runner is, because there's a ton of places to hide in both of these maps. So it's going to be really tough for playing D on both of these maps, I think. And I think, yeah, again, both these maps are going to really favor offense, but it's going to be interesting because I really do think that both of these teams do kind of fare pretty well against each other. As Nexus said, I think we're definitely like we've already evaluated, what we think went wrong when we played 12 in week 3, so we're going to make some adjustments, and then I'm sure they know how we're going to play 08. So I don't really think there are going to be a lot of surprises on how we're playing both of those maps. I think it's kind of expected at this point, but it's going to be really interesting to play. I'm also really excited for it. Yeah, it's I'll just leave it at that. I think it's definitely not going to be. It's going to be a really good game. I think it'll be a lot of close rounds. There are definitely some of these rounds I wouldn't be surprised if it goes one way or another. I think there's definitely a lot of I could see BG winning on our map. I could see us winning on their map. I guess yeah, we'll see what happens. I think it'll be a really good game though.
It's definitely up in the air, and
somebody's going to win this game.
Somebody would. I think that's a good conclusion. I think someone will win this game. Maybe.
How long though? How many rounds? I don't know.
How many rounds?
It could go a while.
How many rounds? Do like an 8-rounder. I feel myself like an 8-rounder coming up. Yeah, it's gonna be an endurance match.
At least they're different maps. Rust and I were in the finals for a 7-rounder, and it was the same map over and over and over again.
That's pretty rough. That is pretty rough.
It was rough.
Honestly, I couldn't see it going much further than 6 rounds. I think one of these teams in one of these combinations is going to have dominance on one map over the other, and so just by process of elimination, that's gonna force it to a slightly slower or a slightly shorter sort of overall round time. I could be completely wrong by saying that, but yeah, no, we'll see. I think it'd be better for everyone if I win. I think that's really the the conclusion we should bring up here.
It's interesting. I used to think that.
I'm joking.
I used to think that too.
No. It'll
Well, that's
be
what
it'll be
Wiz
cool.
said,
We're
so.
we're both working hard, and yeah, no,
I think Wiz is right. I don't think anyone wants to see us win, so I think everybody's rooting for BG. So we'll see.
That's for the best.
I'm not rooting for either one of you. I'm hoping that everyone gets disqualified and then suddenly I get to play in the finals. But
it's like a negative Nancy Rust approach. Is Rust even there?
Can't even Russ is here. Russ, please give us your very positive thoughts on the finals.
Well, sure. Like both these guys are like R, so I hate them. I hope they both lose. But with that being said, I do expect this to be like a 4-rounder, at least. A 4-rounder. Like you said, he could probably go 8, 9, 7.
I think it will go a solid 6 rounds.
I think 6 is a very conservative, fair guess. I think I would agree with that. It could.
Both teams I heard were planning to play 3D on map 8.
Yeah.
So
well, yeah, we'll get a 0 frag game. We won't even leave each other's bases. We're taking pot shots and grab health.
Right.
I mean, if you look at their game when they played heavy weapons, dude, like how intense that was, right? So, I mean, I expect that to be all the way. Every round's going to be that intense, you know? So, like he said, it's going to be more of an endurance. I mean, maybe 6 is a more conservative. I don't know. I don't really know how BG would plays 8.
6.
So, we both know how these teams play on heavy weapon dudes. So, it's kind of maybe we'll be in for a surprise. Maybe it'll only go 5 rounds, but it'd be interesting.
Could go
Place
3.
your bets.
Well, it's your job at this stage to give a prediction. So,
okay, all right. If you really want me to give you a prediction,
I'm not going to ask the other two.
Well, obviously you could. I mean, you know,
I'm sure they'd give me a great response.
They give you some psychological warfare. You know, maybe they kind of get their opponent lower their guard. You know, you never know.
I'll say BG in 3.
What? I like that.
Yeah.
I will say that it will be. I'll say just because of performance consistency all season, I think BG will win by one match, one game. Whether that's 10, 11, 12, 9, it don't matter. 1.
Round 12 fight.
That
would be that'd just be a test of who's still awake.
Right.
Like, I like to see that kind of stuff happen. It's good for the spectators, but only up to a point. I think after like around 7 or 8, everyone gets sort of numb.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to pick. Like, who knows? And probably most of my predictions have been wrong all season anyway. But it's hard to go against, like, when you have two teams that I feel like are pretty equal in different ways, like really well captained. Then they've got, that sort of, not to put it in quotation marks, but like the dominant, second player. And then to have solid thirds, like it's just hard to pick like a winner out of that. So I, based on how the season's gone, I would have to go with BG taking it. I don't know how many, like maybe 5 or 6 rounds, but I would also, be stupid if I sat here and said that that's like a lock. I could totally see Plex coming in and winning as well. But just going with the trend of how things have gone all season, I'd have to say BG. But it's going to be a really good game. I'm excited for this one. It's not going to be one of those finals that ends in three rounds. That's for sure. It's going to be a good one to watch. Yeah.
I think this this could, it's sort of shaping up to be, unless one team just doesn't really sort of do what they've done all season. I think this could be sort of game of the season, even, like, just because, just really, like as you said, just super even sort of team compositions, and just sort of the record that we've kept so far during the season. I'm super excited for it.
Yeah,
No, for sure.
I mean, when you get to this kind of level, when you got the teams that are this equally matched, game plan is important, but what's also important is just not making the wrong mistakes at the wrong time. So I think the way these teams, who's going to take the upper hand is who makes the least amount of mistakes, whether they're big mistakes or little mistakes. And that's going to be the part of the endurance. How can you keep your performance consistent every round as it gets more and more and more? That's going to be the other battle too.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I don't know, I feel like my team's communication is really sort of on point. I think maybe that's another thing sort of Plex potentially could struggle with. I think you got Toby on voice chat, right, as well, Ninja Dog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but
okay,
yeah,
so you got 2 out of 3, or do you have 3 out of 3?
Oh, Poto's got great comps for sure.
Oh, does he? Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not aware. I'm not privy to this information. Okay, so I mean, I don't know. There's lots of different factors coming into play. If communication comes down to it, maybe one team has a little bit better communication than the other. Sort of clutch factor, I think it's pretty hard to bet against Ninja Dog and Poto. I mean, these guys play so consistently, like it's sort of ridiculous. Even though we have sort of an undefeated record, and that it doesn't lower my guard at all. Just because, like, I mean, just pattern recognition, really. Going into these games, like, Ninja Dog and Poto have won a ridiculous amount of sort of series. This is my first finals I've ever even been in, right? So just experiencing all that, it's pretty hard to stack up against. But I think I think we've got the right things necessary this season.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a really good season, and thank you guys for making it really fun and really hard too. Like, it wasn't. There have been some seasons where I don't know. I maybe have taken some things for granted, like as a player, as a captain, but I really enjoyed playing against you guys this season. So excited to see how it ends. Yeah, and thank you for joining us this week. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe the loser won't want to come on next week, but if you did want to repeat, you're more than welcome to come on and talk about.
Is that Ninja Dog's not coming?
I guess not.
I'm joking.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, but yeah, appreciate that, and I guess we'll check in. So the game is Sunday
2:00
at
yes, or 3 p.m. Eastern.
3 p.m. Eastern. Yep. So you can find that on the WDL website. It will automatically change to your time zone. So go check that out, and we'll check out everybody next week.
Oh, wait. We're going to talk about one last thing. Remember, is there going to be like a third place match, or were they just memeing?
I'm pretty sure that was just memes.
No third place? There's never been a third place match, right? Ever. That'd be
Why would we do that? Why would we? Would it be?
Why not? People care about third place in other sports.
Why don't we just raise our team from the dead and play a match?
Well, we didn't make the playoffs, so we wouldn't be playing.
It's just as meaningful.
Wild card. Maybe they'd be in finals.
That's right.
That's true.
Yeah, no. It was good fun.
Double elimination bracket.
It makes more sense than or All-Star game. No? Will people
All-Star
play
game
All-Star
would be
game?
fun.
All-Star game would be fun.
Yeah, we've been talking about it for like 20 years or something. It's never happened.
Yeah, I've done
and it would be drama as well as to who's.
Oh, we love that.
Right.
Come on.
Not, right? I like safest way would be captains, but then that wouldn't.
We're a very positive, drama-free community.
Yes, we are.
Then you woke up.
For sure.
I've never caused any drama, so I don't know where it's.
Let me ask a certain Brazilian about that one, but.
Well, we had to go. We had to do it. Couldn't go a full hour.
No. Well, I want to say thank you, Bones, for having me.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And good job with radio this season.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. We'll do it again on another league and another port somewhere soon, coming to you.
Yep. Thanks for having me as well. I do appreciate it.
Yeah. Of course. Loser doesn't come on next week, so I'll talk to you guys next week.